So I went to see Bad Education this morning. In the absence of press screenings, there was a premiere last night. Apparently, officially, the movie wasn't finished in time. This is a spin-off of the...
It wasn't finished in time.
...of the TV series. And
that's weird.
Essentially, it follows in that great British tradition of, there's a TV series and it works quite well when things are short. Let's take it and turn it into a feature film, and it might not work out quite so well. So the story is Jack Whitehall is the teacher. The class are coming to the end of something. He took them... The last time he took them on a school trip, it was like dead amaze and totally catastrophic. And now he wants to take them on the last school trip. There isn't any money. So he decides that, in fact, what he's going to do is to pay to take them to Cornwall, because Cornwall's cheap and funny. And immediately that they get to Cornwall, everything starts going wrong. They get mixed up with Cornish Liberation Front. They go off-grid, and they go to a local pub. And by that point, the police are looking for them. Here's a clip.
I'm looking for 7 children.
This look like a nursery.
Burn. I don't believe I've had the pleasure. It's an out-of-towner, is it?
Well, this lad's got Cornish blood running through every vein. Meet my bastard son. Conceived in a moment of passion in a faraway port.
I'm just having a few ears here with me old pa.
That port being Kingston, Jamaica.
Me got to love the dirty wine, but me also love a little bit of fudge. The pasty and the rice, auntie.
Was that Bunwillian?
Fellini-esque? No.
Herodoscus-esque?
So what happened was... the standard thing about, how cross I got about Entourage was people said, well, you didn't watch the Entourage series and therefore you don't understand the film. Although I know loads of people that watched the Entourage series that thought the film was as wretched as I did. I mean, other critics and other people who aren't critics who all felt the same thing. So in the case of this, it was interesting because I haven't seen the Bad Education TV series. So I went en masse with a group of people. There was me, 15-year-old teenager, and, from my family, and Mike Cahill, who's a critic who I know and get on very well with, and I am 52, and Mike is 37, and teenager is 15, and so representative spread. And one of us has never seen Bad Education, the TV series, before. One of us has watched the TV series sporadically, and one of us has watched pretty much all of the TV series. And the dominant sound in the theatre that I was in, there was only 3 of us in because it was very first thing in the morning because we had to go to the 10:15 screening, was absolute silence. And as the absolute silence, I thought what will happen is that somebody will start to laugh. Well, firstly, the teenager fell asleep for a little bit,
and then they are wont to do that.
No, I know, but that's the kind of target audience. Mike, the other critic, tweeted that after the first half hour, which he just found so enraging and repulsive, it just settled down into being something that he didn't care about at all. My main experience of it was that it looked once again like you take a TV series, if you're going to make it into a film, you have to up the vulgarity and up the crudity, so you have to have more of that kind of humour, of which there is absolutely. In the first 5-10 minutes, there is hamsters and jet thrusters, and you can do the maths on it. And then there's don't step away from it, okay? Because it's 20 to 4, quarter to 4 in the afternoon.
You mentioned hamsters.
I know. Yes, that's fine. And then there is, there's an awful lot of Jack Whitehall's trousers being pulled down, and there's an awful lot. All this stuff is in the trailer. And the sort of central gag is that they go to Cornwall, and, in Cornwall, everything is like really kind of, totally old-fashioned and mad and weird, and then they get tied up with the Cornish Liberation Front, or they're called the Cornish Liberation Alliance. I think they're called. Yes, exactly.
Desperate.
If you've ever seen that film Straw Dogs, which I referred to just a moment ago, it says something when you say that Straw Dogs actually has a more sympathetic, a more nuanced, a more intelligent take on Cornwall than the Bad Education movie does. And remember, that's a movie which, when I went to interview the residents of St. Buryan about Straw Dogs, one of the guys there who was in the movie said, yeah, well, they tried their hardest to make us look really backward and terrible, but I don't think they succeeded. Believe me, in comparison with what goes... And the real sadness for me is I've spent the last 3 weeks in Cornwall, which is a place that I love, and it's proud and beautiful and fabulous, and watching the Bad Education movie left a rather poor taste in the mouth. There's a sequence which takes place in the Eden Project, where quite recently I did a screening of Silent Running, and it was magical and fabulous, and then watching it in the Bad Education movie, it looked dingy and horrible and grotesque and rather vile. I didn't laugh once. The teenager didn't laugh once. The 37-year-old professional critic didn't laugh once. We all came out of it agreeing that it was absolutely without redeeming features, other than that after the first half an hour, the sort of catastrophic level of boredom became so much that you just ceased to be bothered by it. I wonder whether if it played in a huge sort of thronging cinema, as it presumably would have done at the premiere last night, that the waves of other people, maybe there are other people enjoying it. All I can say is that is the best cross-section I could have got.